Speaking of the streets eating, let's talk about our album review. So, we've got an artist that's been putting in the work for a long ass time. I'm talking about since the 90s. That's been giving it to y'all. He's got more than 12 documented studio albums plus a multitude of fucking mixtapes. We're talking about the Southern legend, Slim Thugger. We've got his latest album to review, Thug Life. Let's rock out.
Shining on you snakes. Fuck friends, they all fake. Just give me the cake. Keep food on my plate, ain't gon' never stop. Cause every summer I'ma cop me a new drop.
Slim Thug hits the mid-corona with Thug Life. 10 tracks coming in a little over 30 minutes. And my God, is this a fucking powerful album. It's got features from Zero, Young Al, Scarface, the legendary Face Mob, Les Muggs on this goddamn track and on these tracks. And I am thoroughly impressed by what this young man has done and put together here. I like to throw it out to the panel. What's y'all initial thoughts, feels, and vibes when it comes to this Thug Life from Slim Thugger?
I actually really enjoyed the album, especially coming off of Sugar Daddy Slim, which I think none of us actually cared for too much that he released last year. Salute to Thugger, man. Beat COVID-19, still dropping shit, got a dope cast in Houston that he does. Unofficial mayor of Houston, Texas. He ain't never gonna go broke in the South. People fuck with him too much. He's back on his bully shit. He's back on his gutter shit. I love the features. He got a great flow, an amazing cadence. His voice inflection is top notch. It stands out no matter what he records. And I love the fact that this album is 31 minutes long, 10 tracks, it's straight to the point. It's a great album to kind of move around in. You want to go for a jog, put this on, 30 minutes, get your exercise on, boom, you Gucci, you good money. Yo, man, salute to Slim Thug for coming back with a strong, powerful album. And I'm fucking with the Screw version, too, because even though I'm not from Houston, I fuck with Screw music. Okay.
Yes, indeed. Layla, how you feel about this initially?
Well, definitely he had some time on his hands, and he made use of it. I mean, to throw out a 10-track album, like you said, right at 30, it was definitely digestible. I like that he kept the features down to a familiar few. And that includes, legends like Scarface. And so I really like Both Eyes Open with Scarface and Zero. I think that was very much a complimentary track, especially for the whole H-Town scene. And I also really like the way that the album was arranged. I feel like I'm giving the Indian score, sorry. But I really liked how everything kind of just flowed together. Shout out to my friend Donnie Houston, who produced a couple of tracks on here. And one of my favorite ones overall was Make It Right featuring Zero. I think the way that they just paint this picture and the way that they just go about with the play on words is very simplistic in a good way, where it's like you can just sit back and literally enjoy the music. And that's the kind of music that Slim Thug usually makes, is music that you just can ride to, you know what I mean, and just chill out. And I think that Zero does a good job of complimenting him in a lot of ways on these tracks, that I would like to see them do a duet album next, if that's in the works.
Yeah, I would hope so. For me, this whole Corona times and shit has been a fucking roller coaster. Zero actually released a goddamn album as well, that a lot of people miss, Quarantine, which I think is a reputable body of work, and perhaps we'll get to review it. Perhaps we'll put it up on Patreon. Perhaps me and Tutta do it just on his YouTube, or me, Tut, and Layla just hop on his YouTube and do that shit. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but that's worth having the conversations. But Thugger specifically, I'd agree that Both Eyes Open's hard ass track, Make It Right, like Layla enjoys, hard ass track. My favorite by far is Bet, because he simply talks about a lot of things that are important to him and where he stands at, and how he maneuvers and how he has lasted this long by living by some of the codes that he's instilled. And I probably need to get back to my lyrical breakdowns to really dive deep into some of these tracks and things that have moved me. But Bet from Slim Thug is probably one of my best tracks, one of my favorite tracks on this album. But even going down to the goddamn Anthony Hamilton sample with My Shoes, I mean, you're hearing across this whole 30-minute project, mind you, 30 minutes. You're getting such great lyricism from someone in a pocket that they live in, right? When I say that, I'm not comparing him to a Nas or Kendrick Lamar or things like that, but you're hearing an evolution of Slim Thug time and time again. And even from the 2016 Thug Life Volume 4 American King that he did, I can juxtapose this album to that. And what really stands out is that this guy's an artist, right? He did Welcome to Houston because of what was going on. He did Sugar Daddy Slim because he just felt like being a fucking pimp in 2019 to then bring us Thug Life here in 2020. And I continue to salute this guy for the moves that he makes and how he speaks to the culture of hip hop in his own vein. It's phenomenal.
I agree 100%. My favorite tracks, Thug Life, Life is Crazy, Inspire, My Shoes is one of my favorite ones. And then, of course, I like the one Make It Right with Hero. Listen, I love the fact that somebody was Adversity was put in his face. He beat it, and he did exactly what he should be doing. If you're not using this time when you're at home, like I know myself, I'm doing a lot of home projects. I'm doing a lot of other things. I've gotten my YouTube channel up and running. I've bought certain things. I'm trying to get more content out there on behalf of the show and myself or whatnot. This is the opportunity. Like, I never sit down. You have to sit down. You have to sit down. So figuring out a way to get your creative thoughts out there is really important. And I love the fact that Slim Thug, when he beat this, he went into the studio in his house. He went and he gave us this 30 minutes, 10 tracks, fire material. He gave us this work. Then he turned around and gave it to us Chop and Screw. So he kept it real Houston.
Let's talk about it. Chop and Screw version.
I love it. Artists, if you are not independent artist, if you are independent artists, if you're not listening to me, listen to me now. Hear me now. Listen to me. This is your opportunity to get out there and put out the music you want to put out, man. You should be dropping content left and right. This is the time to flood the streets. I'm about to upload my 2 reviews of Griselda's new projects, Westside Gun and Conway the Machine. Like, if you are independent or you have that type of freedom, you should be dropping material, because guess what? Streaming numbers, no matter they stream it on Apple, Spotify, Tidal, that's still money that you can't get from shows now. So you gotta flood the market with content.
Yep. And
I think Slim Thug understood that, and when he beat this shit, he kept it pushing. So salute to Slim Thug, man. Salute. This album is really good. And like I said, coming off of Sugar Daddy Slim, which wasn't my flavor, this is amazing. He's in his lyrical bag. He's giving us what we want. He's giving us that thug life. And I can't wait to hear this outside. Shit, whenever that happens.
Come on, man. Chopped and Screwed. Yeah. No lie, Chopped and Screwed. Thug Life, Chopped and Screwed.
Exactly.
Yo. That shit took me back to working at Astroworld. That shit took me back to riding with 15s in my trunk. That shit took me back.
You want to order some 15s?
I'm sorry. G, you rode with 15s in your trunk and you worked at Astroworld?
So I worked at Astroworld. At the time, I didn't have 15s in my trunk, but the guy who used to pick us up, because we all worked similar shifts. I started off I only stayed in rides at Astroworld. So I was at fucking Ultra Twister, Viper, Warp 2000, and then I got cross-trained in from Texas Cyclone, Grease Lightning, all kind of other shit. And I even made up to ride MCO. I was working on being a supervisor there, and then I ended up getting fired for some bullshit. This dude was hating. But I say all that to say, we would get picked up in the morning. Old dude who was picking us up, me and my homeboy Marcellus, nigga was jamming nothing but gray tapes with 15s in his trunk. Woo. So that shit that bang, that bass, like that, I lived with that. So when I got an opportunity to get a car, guess what the fuck I did? I bought a Kenwood for my deck, and I had motherfucking 12s in my, I couldn't put 15s, but I had 12s in my trunk. And I used to roll down the street banging. I love that shit. I miss, every time a nigga pull up next to me in a motherfucking slab, yo, I drop a thug tip. Cause that shit is so fucking real. I miss that shit, yo. I miss that.
So wait, did your shit rattle in the trunk or no?
My shit rattled in the trunk, but it wasn't a bad rattle because I put some of the insulation at the bottom. So I did the shit right, but there was still a good amount of rattle because that fucking metal trunk, it vibrates. So if you didn't put it all around everything, you was gonna get some rattle. So and I think you need a little bit of rattle, and it goes a long way.
I am this. You heard it here first, folks. Yep. G was a G with the 12s in the trunk. Yeah, that made me so happy.
Fosgate 12.
Today has been an emotional last day.
Fosgate amp. Shit was right. Shit was right. I had the Kenwood 903 deck. That bit, I had the flip deck. Come on, with the flip, that picture would flip and go back in. So you didn't even have to detach it. It just flipped all the way around and went in. My shit was fire though. I was about the technology, but I had to have a bang.
Yeah, you were, because they didn't have that in my flea market.
Yeah. King's, shout out to King's Flea Market. If you went off of MLK Griggs, shout out to King's Flea Market. Yo, holy shit.
So, Layla,
man, Slim Thug will bring it out of you. That's the moral of the story.
No lie.
Layla, what's your album?
I mean, it's 10 tracks, so it goes good with my 1 to 10 scale typically. Arrangement, I already said, was good. Bars, there wasn't bars there where I would be like, damn. Not no Fred the Godson bars. As far as his features, I like this. A lot of this, a few of these songs are for sure replayable. Like I would listen to them again, put them on my playlist. So 1 out of 10. I would have to give this 6.5.
So G, hit us with the Bipper.
Whoo, shit. So Bipper, we're talking about bars. We're talking about impact. We're talking about production, playback, and of course, we got to talk about the arrangement. When I think about this Slim Thug, either the regular or the Swisher House remix, I think you can rock with either. I think that, as Layla mentioned, Thugger doesn't have these introspective, twists and turns when it comes to his bars. I don't think you have that. It's very straightforward, and you know exactly what he's saying when you get it, right? So that's how I feel about the bars. I feel like you get some impact with tracks like that, like Paradise. You get some impact with tracks like Both Eyes Open featuring Face Mob and Zero. When Zero said he wished sometimes his cars only had one seat, my nigga, like I get it, because you have to be aware of your surroundings. So I think there's some impact. You just got to pull it out of some of these tracks. My Shoes, you got to pull out the impact of some of these. The production, I am becoming more and more impressed with the production choices that Slim Thug is making, because you're not necessarily getting production that says I'm from the South. You're getting production that says this is good production. Right. You could be from East, West Coast. You could be from the fucking Midwest. You could be from South. It doesn't matter. So I like that about his production. The playback, I just let this shit rip. I'm not concerned about this only fits a certain mood or a certain feel. I could play this shit while I'm cycling. I could play this shit while I'm running. I could play this shit while I'm chilling in the house, sipping fucking tequila, talking to you all. I could play this shit anywhere. So I think it has great playback value, and it can continue to be played. It doesn't feel old after you played it. And last but not least, comes down to fucking arrangement. I don't feel like anything's out of place. I feel like everything is where it needs to be. I am thoroughly impressed. So, out of 10 fucking tracks, with my Bipper score, and the tracks that I love on this shit, you gotta make it right. I gotta give it at least an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Slim Thug Life. And matter of fact, I'm gonna give it a bonus half just for dropping this motherfucking chopped and screwed version. Holy shit! It took me back. Took me back to my heritage, to my bones, where I'm from. I gotta pay homage right now to South Park. This is where I'm from.
You know what? I did forget about the chop and screwed. He did do that. What was my score? 6, and I'll give it a 7. 7.
I gotta give it 8.5.
So
this is top 5. Top 5.
No, what?
Holy shit! This is top 5.
It's almost motherfuckers. Listen, hold on. Y'all got y'all bars on. Let me get mine off real quick. I get Texas and y'all got y'all on. That's what's up. So look, check it out. How I give it up. I give it up with Mike's. We go old school with the source low key. Out of 10 tracks, I probably got a good 7 I rock with, but the other 3 that I don't rock with, I'm sorry I don't rock with them. It's 7 I like strong. Other 3 cool. Playback is perfect. I love the arrangement. I ain't got to really work on nothing like that. I'm giving it. It's not quite 4 mics, but it ain't 3.5. 3.75 mics. 3.75 out of 5. It is a solid album. I do love the Chop and Screw version. Like I said, not being from Texas, I've been fucking with Chop and Screw since 2001 when I went to college and got introduced to some cats from Texas, from Houston. So I fuck with it heavy. But no, it's a dope album, and again, it's a hell of a comeback from Sugar Daddy Song wasn't my stick, but this
nobody's stick.
But, I really like it, and it'll definitely get played. It's good. It's good music, especially through this time. So it has infiltrated my right now heavy Griselda playlist. So that's what's up.
Yeah, yes indeed. This has been a great one, and of course, there's other great albums that we will talk about in some capacity. Shout out to Lulu, shout out to Pray for Paris, shout out to, like I said, Zero Drop, Social Distancing. All the shit that's happening now. For those artists that are dropping music, continue to drop it. For those that are not, you're fucking around. Get on your grind. Shout out to S. He's a local artist here in Houston. We may need to get him on the show. Have him hop on the Zoom call, talk about his latest project that just dropped a couple of days ago. But there's a lot of shit going on. And like we say around it, well, shit, before we do that, Tut, you want to give the people let them know where they can reach you at, my G?
Y'all know what's up. Y'all know how it is. We giving it up, these quotes, these jokes, these smoke, all that. You know what I'm saying? Follow my YouTube, DJ Space King Space Tut, TW.T. And then my Instagram is DJ_King_Tut, TW.T. Basically the same thing. One is underscores for Instagram and one is spaces for YouTube. Layla, what's up? Where do you find you at?
You can find me at Layla_E1 on all things social media. And again, I just want to say happy 200th episode to us. And rest in paradise to Fred the Godson, and everyone, please take COVID-19 seriously and try to protect, if not yourself, others. And yeah, that's it for me. Shouts out to you, G. Where can they find you?
Of course, anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, plus Pornhub and TikTok at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z. And if we don't tell y'all shit else, remember this: rap
minus
lies
equals
hip hop. And that's that boom bap.
We'll see y'all next time, folks. Peace. Gordo!